Hello, top tips of for making a will. Quickly, I will just run through. What is a will? What are the two essentials while making a will? So, the will come into an effect only after the death of the person and not before that. A will is basically a document which can be corrected and it can be changed n number of times, and the last corrected will come into an effect. So a person making a will can change the will, correct the will, add or subtract any point in case if so required, so that as per the age circumstances of the life he can actually get the new nominations or the new beneficiaries added to the will as per the circumstances of that specific person. Moving next, so why we should make a will? Basically, as you see that whenever a will is made and a person has expired, in that case whatever the properties which that person had into his possession or the titles which were in his name, if the will is made and after the death of that specific person, you can actually see that which property was given to which son, which daughter, and it was actually nothing. Will is nothing but a wish list. It is a wish which you want to give it to your kids, your grandson, your granddaughter, or any person who has actually supported you throughout your life, and it's a part of a gesture which you do. There can be different kind of understanding and explanation of the will, but a will specific does not have any simple format. So it can be made by any person, but on the other side it is very simple to make, and also there are various formats available which are very simple. So that means that if even if you are making a will, it is correct, and if there is any mistake, okay, there is no problem as such. So generally there are some essential points which you will have to take care while making a will, which I will be covering in the future videos. That these are some bullet points which you should always take care while making a will. About the text, about the content, whatever you write inside that specific will, it really does not have any specific structure or any language which you need to use. It needs to be very simple. It needs to be understood by the person, and it should not have any double meaning. Double meaning means whenever you are nominating two people or whenever you are giving a beneficiary to, whenever you are making a beneficiary, whatever benefits which you are going to pass on to your beneficiaries, then in that case you have to make it very clear that this 50% will go to person A, the next 50% will go to person B. So it has to be very clear. Now whenever you make a will and the person has expired or the person has given the property to the beneficiaries, then the process is very transparent and everybody knows that this was the wish of my mother or father, and he in his livelihood, in his lifetime, he actually decided that this had to be given, and this is how he has divided. So we just have to take it accordingly. So nobody feels that this was that one person got extra or anything as such. So if the will is made, the process becomes very transparent. It also avoids future confusion. Now number of times it does happen that if the will is not made, there are a lot of confusions, and I can take an entire video that what confusions will come if such kind of will is not made. So it is always good to make will and avoid lot of confusions. Also, you are a very good citizen when you are making a will. Now why do I say that you are a very good citizen? For the purpose that whenever we visit the court, most of the time in civil disputes, civil means all things which are related to property and as such, so there are many disputes which are only because that the will was not made, and people have been fighting, the families have been fighting for years and years into the court. And what happens is that the property which was hard earned, the property which was made through so much effort of that person when he was living, now that property is at times, number of times, it is just on hold. It is not even like, giving you a rental income for the purpose that the property is not in use. So it is always better, and you are actually a good citizen when you make a will. So it is always advised that whatever you have an understanding of making a will, whether you have a friend who's a lawyer or whether you do not have somebody, just make a will. Just follow the channel. In the next coming videos, I will just tell you some basic essentials that you should have 10 bullet points in this will, and just execute the will. Whether it is required to be registered or not registered, I will show you in the simple language that how you need to get it registered, and even if you are not getting it registered, then what you need to do. So I will be guiding you some specific processes. Now one more point which I would like to tell you is nomination and beneficiary. Most of the times when somebody holds a property, or somebody holds a fixed deposit in the bank, or somebody holds some specific shares, so they feel that if I have nominated, or if I have put the name in the nomination list, that means the entire title or the entire property will go to my to whom I have nominated. So I would like to give you a little disappointment. So basically, a nomination does not mean that he is a beneficiary. There is a difference between a nomination and there is a difference between beneficiary. Nomination, whenever you make a nomination of somebody, that means that you are just nominating him or her to take care and to do as you have instructed. So I will once again repeat. Nomination by meaning says that you have nominated a person to give the distribution, or to do, or to act on your behalf in your absence. So this is very simple. You can just Google it. But as I would like to explain you that nomination is not a beneficiary. Beneficiary means you are specifically mentioning that this is a beneficiary. Means that if you have a flat and you have 2 kids, then you do not see nomination. You would obviously want that these 2 people are the these 2 people are the nominee actually. So what you would do is you would make them beneficiary. Beneficiary means I have 1 flat and I would want to give 50% of the flat to my son and 50% of flat to my daughter. So you are writing into the will that these 2 are the beneficiary. Beneficiary and nominee can be same. Okay, that if you have nominated your son and daughter to the flat in the part of the share certificate from the society, it is completely fine and it is a good way. Nomination is very much required. The same way generally in banks they ask that in your bank the nomination is not there. So we give nomination as generally most of the time you give the nomination of your son or daughter or anybody of your close family member in case you do not have kids. So the nominee would basically act like how you would act in their absence. Okay, it is very simple. So again, if you have any confusion, you can write on to me. I can give you a little more elaborative answer. It is not very difficult to understand, but it is very simple. I would like to say that nomination, a nominee and a beneficiary, both are different. So here I would like to say that whenever it comes to nomination and beneficiary, make sure that beneficiary you mention into the will, and do follow my next video. And whenever such video would come in the future, if you have subscribed to the channel, you would surely get a notification and you will get lot of information about the same will. Thank you very much. Hope this video helped. Do share your feedback and comments for me to get little more insight that what my viewers are expecting out of me and what feedback you would like to give to me. Thank you very much.